So far, so good for England and, of course, Germany as they bid to qualify for Qatar 2022. But, of course, what's going to happen in match number 3? We'll take a little look next. That's right, folks, back with another Predictor show today. We're taking a look at match day number 3.2. That's right, for the European qualifiers for the World Cup out in Qatar. And we'll get to that in just 1 second. If you're new to the channel, where the heck have you been, boys? Smash your subscribe and hit your banger today. Well, things World Cup qualifying related, the World Cup itself related, and of course, Blackburn Rovers related. We're all here under one Ruski. That's right, boys and girls. Of course, some surprise results, of course, as always in the World Cup qualifiers. But of course, the big boys keeping it clean as they try to get to Qatar without no bother. We'll take a look at that in a minute. Of course, a big shout out to the VIP boys and girls that are supporting the channel behind the scenes. I'm talking about the Patreon. That's right, boys and girls. And if you are interested in becoming the latest member of that Patreon gang, check out that link down below. But anyway, we're going to get cracking, of course, with the match number 3.2. And hopefully we will have the picks for you right here. Are they here? They are right here. Here we go, boys. Let's bring up the old scorecard extraordinaire, which should have hopefully your stuff on there. Let's get that guy over behind my macaroni, and it should be, there we go, of course. So on the left hand side over here, wherever, I can't even see it. So this is my scores. On this side is your predictions, and we'll have a look at them in a minute. Of course, kicking us off, it was Georgia up against Spain. In the end, Spain got through, but only just 2-1 win in the end. Of course, goals coming from Ferran Torres, of course, for Spain, and Dani Olmo with a late win, of course, 92nd minute win, of course. Kvaratskhelia getting the goal for Georgia, of course. Levan Şengel get himself sent off. I actually remember the 3-0 win for Spain. Got the right amount of goals in that game. 2-1 it was for Spain. Over here, you can see 96% of yours went with Spain, so pretty good for you guys as well. How about Kosovo at Sweden? That ended up as a 3-0 win for Sweden. Lesved, Ludek Augustinsson, Alexander Isak and Sebastian Larsson from the penalty spot, giving Sweden the 3-0 win. But Bereshisha get himself sent off. I went with a 2-0 win. Pretty happy with that as well. As you can see, the majority of us got that one right as well. 85% of those voted got it right. Meanwhile, Bulgaria's Italy, of course, job done for Italy, keeping it clean, of course. I think it was a 2-0 win in the end for Italy. Andrea Balotelli on the score sheet, Manuel Locatelli as well, giving Italy the win with a 2-0 win. And again, the vast majority, 96% of us got that one right. A couple of people went with the draw, but guess what? They're going on with nothing on that. Switzerland against Lithuania again, just the one for the Swiss. Jordan Shaqiri on the score sheet, goes giving the Swiss the lead, actually with a 2-0 win. And again, I was pretty right. And again, the vast majority of us got that one right. 96.8%, a whopper. In fact, going in favour of the Swiss. Moving on forward, we've got Kazakhstan, of course. Yeah, the French were pretty, conservative in this one. They could have been a bit more forthcoming, but I think it was just a 2-0 in the end. I'm trying to find the goal scorers. There was Osman Dembele on the score sheet. It was Sergi Malafi with the goal for Kazakhstan, big fat OG. 2-0 for them, 3-0 for me, not too bad. Again, 98.4% won with France. Of course, Ukraine against Finland was a 1-1 draw. I think the Finns will be happier with that one. Of course, Junior Morales on the score sheet, of course, Ukraine. Teemu Pukki get a goal for Finland. Of course, Vitaly Melachenko got himself sent off for the Ukraine as they stumbled on that one. Of course, 66% went with the Ukraine. Probably did what I went with Ukraine. 30% went with the draw, so they'll be happy. And of course, just 2 people went with Finland. Of course, Denmark against Moldova. Denmark put 8. Yes, I say 8 past Moldova in the end. Kasper Dolberg with a couple of goals. Mikael Damsgaard with a couple of goals. Jens Steiger Larsen as well with a goal. Matthias Jensen, Roberto Skov, and Marcus Ingevartsen on the score sheet for Denmark as they put 8, and I say 8. Actually, with a 3-0 win for Denmark, and again 98% went with Denmark. Some wise guy went with a draw. Goodness gracious me. Meanwhile, Israel against Scotland was in fact a draw. Scotland not really setting the place on fire in the early days. Donald Peretz on the score sheet for, of course, Israel. Ryan Fraser getting the goal, the equaliser for the Scots. Yeah, as you can see, 28 folks went with the draw, and of course 28 folks went with, of course, Scotland. And I think I went with Scotland as well, so I got the one wrong. Meanwhile, Austria. They did beat the Faroes 3-1 in the end. It was Alexander Dragovic, Christopher Baumgartner, and Sasa Kajerovic as well, with Sonny Natsgaard, something like that. Of course, giving the Faroes a goal to celebrate. Of course, yeah, 98% won with, of course, Austria. Just the one fellow went with the draw. England weren't at their very best, but they did come out top with a winner over Albania. Goals coming from Harry Kane and Mason Mount to give England the win over Albania over in Group I. I drew the 3-0 one myself, and again 91% of us, 92% really, went with England, and they go home with a point. Of course, Poland also took care of business against Andorra and got this one bang on the nose. Lewandowski on the goal scoring sheet with a couple of goals there. Karol Sodołowski as well, giving Poland a 3-0 win over Chief Whipping Boys at Andorra. That is right. Of course, 98% went with that as well. Of course, San Marino did get beat by Hungary. A couple of things winning is went far, a 3-0 win. Hang on a minute, I went with I put it 5 down. It's actually 3-0. Get in there and change that score. Change it. It's actually 3-0. I don't know why I went 5. But anyway, you know what I'm talking about. It was a 3-0 win, brother. Of course, goal scorer Adam Salazar, Roland Salai, and of course, Nemanja Nikolic as well, giving Hungary the win. 2 of those were penalties, so, you know, somewhere a little bit hard done by there. 3-0, but I went with the 4-0, but I got it kind of right anyway. The vast majority of us did get it right, well, 98.4% went with, of course, Hungary, and of course, they will not be disappointed. Armenia against, let's get rid of the pen, let's get rid of the bloody pen. Of course, Armenia against Iceland was a 2-0 win for Armenia, who started off in tremendous style over in their group, same group as Germany. Tigran Barakskan and Koran Baryaman on the score sheet. Of course, Armenia giving them the win, 2-0 in the end. Actually, with the 2-0 win going the other way, and I was wrong. Of course, 48% went with, of course, Iceland, 38% went with the draw, and just 12% will be smiling because they went with Armenia. Of course, North Macedonia, they did put 5 past Liechtenstein in the end. Eris Bardi with a goal there, Ilmas as well, Ila Nikostrovsky, a couple of goals there from Alexander Trajkovsky, giving North Macedonia the 5-0 win over Liechtenstein. Actually, with the 2-0 win again, 88% went with, of course, North Macedonia. Once wise guy went, of course, with Liechtenstein. And Germany did take care of business against Romania. It wasn't big, it wasn't impressive, it was just a 1-0. Sergei Gnabry on the score sheet, of course, on the 60th minute to give Germany the win. 12% went with the draw. So that is that. Now, what about the overall tables? Let's have a little look at the overall tables. But here we go, boys, and here we bloody go. Let's take a look at all of them. Of course, the vast majority have played 2 games now. There are a couple of teams in each group who haven't. Of course, out in Group A, Serbia lead the charge there with 4 points out of possible 6. Portugal are also in the hunt there. Ireland had a nightmare start so far. We don't want to talk about that. Meanwhile, Sweden, 2 for 2 for them. Of course, Spain picking up a win and a draw so far. Greece also unbeaten with just a 1 point. Played 1 though so far. Italy 2 for 2 for them, as well as is Switzerland. Northern Ireland got a bit of work to do, as well as do Lithuania. France top the pops over there with a win and a draw, as do Finland, not too far away either, with back-to-back draws. So do Ukraine. Bosnia yet to get going either. But all 4 of those teams are unbeaten so far in Group D. In Group E, though, it's the Czechs lead the charge with a win and a draw over Belgium on goal difference, of course, to those 2 sides drawing not too long ago. Belarus also up and running with a win. Wales need to get going, and then match number 2 for them. As for Group F, Denmark lead the charge there, 2 for 2. 10 goals scored as well. Scotland also up and running with a couple of points as well. Austria, though, are in second in Group F. In Group G, it's Turkey's reign supreme, of course. 2 for 2 for them, beating the Dutch and also beating Norwegians. So they're big opponents that they've got to beat, and they're up and running. Of course, Montenegro also in second as well, with a couple of wins over the Minnows to give themselves a bit of relief. Of course, the Dutchies are moving, as are the Norwegians as well. In Group H, of course, Russia and Slovenia, or Russia lead the charge. Slovenia and Croatia are duking out for second spot on the moment, but the Russians are in control. As in Group I, England are doing so as well, with Poland and Hungary also unbeaten in Group I. In Group J, Germany and Armenia lead the charge, but what is going to happen in match day number 3? But let's, of course, take a look at the leaderboard. Here we go for this week. Dimitrov, he did pretty terrible, but of course, Pitigi, Madagay, Kaflukas did absolutely shite. Doesn't even want to look at it. But if you move up the leaderboard, Master Fighters in there with 12. Of course, he was doing well prior to this. Hans Wurst also got himself 12. A. Judy with 12 as well. Andreas also with 12. Theodore's got 13. Van Gael's also 13. Russell Frost got 13, as did Noah C. Nicola Merkus also with 13. Jonathan Louis got 13. Admir got 13 as well. Adam Kirsten also got 13. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 got 13. But of course, into the top where we go. Adam leads the charge with 15 points scored this past week. Has 16 matches. That's pretty good. Ultra Omer also got 15 points, as well as Barney L. Also got himself 40 to put in the bronze medal spot, alongside Inter SSSZN and Ivan String. I've also done to the overall leaderboard. Let's take a little look at it, shall we? Of course, these is up to match day number 2.2. So these are 4 games in, or 4 match days in. Of course, your King Ping right here, right now, sitting pretty at the top of the table is there's quite a whole bunch of him. So fair play for you guys for keep on predicting, of course, following this system. If you don't see your scores, then guess what? You've made a mess up somewhere along the line. You've got to make sure you go to the website to get your votes in now, of course. Master Fighter still leads the charge, 33 points on the board. Adam, though, is in second with 32 points, and Costas K is up there in third. But it is still, well, early days. Of course, we are to match match day number just 2 for the grand scheme of things. There's going to be a whole host of other ones along the way, of course, till the end of this calendar year, 2021, probably maybe even creeping into 2022. We'll see, of course. But as of right now, Master Matter is your king. He wears the crown. Adam is not too far away either. Is Costas K as well. But what about the next round of matches? Of course, we're going to go to match number 3.2 here. And again, if you want to get your votes in, get your picks in, get on the leaderboard, you have to go to this website, cutley.com. That's the easiest way, the cleanest way to go there. It's also in the description. If you can wait till the end of my picks, there'll be a QR code you can take a little a picture of, and it'll send you there if you're a little bit lazy, like me. I'm a little bit lazy. I'm lazy. I'm not saying you're lazy. I'm saying I'm lazy. I just like a little. That'll do. You could do it just like that. I'll just click, and away we go. So here we go then, boys. Kicking all off with La Greece up against Georgia. Now, of course, these two nations coming at you out of a Group B. Played each other 4 times in recent times. Of course, 3 wins for the Greeks, nothing for Georgia, and 1 draw. Last time around, though, in Greece was a 1-1 draw back in, of course, September 2010. Of course, back in the day, that was a Euro qualifying campaign. Alexander Ishladian on the score sheet, Nicholas Sidopoulos as well, 11 scores as a 1-1 draw back then. Of course, heading into this, Georgia failing to win their last 19 matches in the FIFA World Cup. They come into this with back-to-back defeats, losing to Sweden and, of course, losing to Georgia. As for the Greeks, of course, unbeaten the last 5 games, picking up 3 draws and 2 wins to boot. As for the bookies odds on this one, what do we think about this? The bookies odds coming at you on, of course, Wednesday, March the 31st. It will be Greece 20-13 on Stone Cold Favorites, 5-2 is your draw, 90-4 is your Georgia on this one. I'm going to go with, of course, Greece on this 2-0, take the points and, of course, move the change, keep themselves moving. Of course, Spain, though, taking, of course, Kosovo over in La Spain, España. Of course, played each other no times, of course, in the past. This will be the first time Kosovo, though, have actually lost their last 10 matches in the FIFA World Cup qualifying, and also failed to score in 8 of those last 10. Spain, though, undefeated in the last 17 matches. Heading into this, of course, also Kosovo conceded at least 2 goals in 8 of the last 10 matches. Spain coming into this unbeaten in the last 5 games, picking up 2 wins and just 3 draws. As for Kosovo, just 1 win in the past 5. That one was in the Nations League against Moldova in Kosovo as well. They're coming to this on the back of a defeat, though, in their qualifying campaign, and I think they're going to struggle with this one. Take a look at Spain, then the bookies odds on this. Spain coming at you 9-1 on for the victory, 50-2 is your draw, 20-1 is your Kosovo on this. Again, there are upsets. Of course, each and every one of these match days is going to be an upset, but I don't think it's this one. Going to be a 3-0 win for Las España. Next up, we have Lithuania up against, of course, my tip for the top is, of course, Italy. Let's get into this one then. I've played each other 4 times in the past, nothing for Lithuania, 2 for Italy, and 2 draws. Last round in Lithuania was a 2-0 win for Italy, back in, of course, June 2020 in the Euro qualifying, or was it actually the Euro? It was qualifying, I believe. Fabio Quagliarella with a couple of goals there. That's 13 years ago, 14 years ago maybe, and he's still playing. Lithuania, though, actually lost their 7 last 8 matches in the World Cup, and also failed to score in 6 of the last 8 matches in the World Cup qualifying as well. Spain came into this 5 wins on the spin, beating Estonia, beating Poland, Bosnia, Northern Ireland, and of course Bulgaria to make it 2 wins or 2 out in their group, which is Group C. As for Lithuania, they came into this just 2 wins in the past 4 games, of course, beating the likes of the Faroes and, of course, Kazakhstan. Of course, started off their campaign with a loss, though, to Switzerland. As for the bookies odds on this one, we have Lithuania coming at you 14-1 for the victory, 81 is your draw, 81 on is your Italy on this one. Of course, Italy will win this 3-0 in the end. Big game, though, for Northern Ireland. Heading into this one, taking, of course, Bulgaria. I would even say it's a must-win game. Played each other 3 times in the past. Of course, it's 3 wins out of 3 for Bulgaria, including a last time around in Northern Ireland. Back in 2008, it was a 1-0 win. Back as a friendly, though. Johnny Evans, a big fat OG. Unfortunately, hopefully he can turn that around. Northern Ireland failed to score in the last 4 matches in the FIFA World Cup qualifying. Also, Bulgaria have actually won their last 3 matches against Northern Ireland, all comps. Heading into this though, just 1 win the past 6 games for Bulgaria. That was against Gibraltar all the way back on the 11th of November. Meanwhile, Northern Ireland 3 defeats and a spin, or 3 defeats in the last 4 actually. Their only positive was a draw against Romania. They come into this on the back of the defeat to Italy, as do Bulgaria. They come into this also on the back of the defeat to Italy, and also losing to Swiss. Heading into this, the bookies odds to 11-10 on for Northern Ireland. They are your favourites. 21-10 is your 80-5 is your Bulgaria on this. For me, though, I think Northern Ireland will just about nick this one, get the 1-0, get the 3 points, and of course keep on believing that they've got something left in the tank. Next, of course, we have Bosnia-Herzegovina taking, of course, France over in Group D. Played to the last 4, of course. 2 wins for France, nothing for Bosnia, 2 draws. Last time around in Bosnia was a 2-0 win for La France over in the Euro qualifying campaign back in September 2010. Karim Benzema and Florent Malouda, of course, 10-11 years ago. Heading into this, though, France undefeated in the last 13 matches in the FIFA World Cup. Bosnia, though, scoring at least 2 goals in the last 5 matches as well in qualifying. France coming to this winning 4 of the past 6 games, losing to, of course, Finland quite a few games back in a friendly in November. Also having a bit of a hiccup against Ukraine over in in the World Cup qualifying just a couple of days ago. Meanwhile, of course, Bosnia come into this losing 4 of the past 5 games. The only positive was a draw against the Finns. As for the bookies odds, what do we have on the bookies odds on this one? Bosnia 72 for the victory, 50-4 is the draw. 33-1 on Asia. France, of course, France will nick it 2-1 win, just enough to get the 3 points again. Keep on moving. Next, of course, we have Ukraine taking, of course, Kazakhstan. Of course, played each other 4 times in the past. 4 wins and a 4 for the Ukraine, including a 2-1 win last round in June 2009. Studied Nazarenko with a couple of goals then back then. Of course, Tesnat Nuzbarov get a goal for, of course, Kazakhstan. Kazakhstan losing 7 last 8 matches in the FIFA World Cup qualifying. Also, Ukraine, though, winning their last 4 against, of course, Kazakhstan. However, Ukraine coming to this without a win in 5 games internationally, of course, losing to Poland, Germany, of course, the Swiss in the Nations League, also drawing with France and Finland in the, of course, World Cup qualifying. As for Kazakhstan, 3 defeats on the spin for them, losing Albania, Lithuania, and, of course, France in this group. Look at the bookies odds on this one. We're going to go with Ukraine coming at you, of course, 61 on for the victory, 11-2 is your draw, 16-1 is your long shots. That's, of course, Kazakhstan. 2-0 win for the Ukrainians, take 3 points and get on moving. Next, of course, Moldova taking, of course, Israel over in Group F. Of course, played each other 5 times. 2 in Israel, nothing for Moldova, and of course 3 draws last time around. In Moldova was the 2-1 win for Israel back in, of course, 2008. Omar Golan on the score sheet, Rahim Klemi Saban as well, with Igor Pusicic get himself a goal for Moldova. Viktor Golagenko get himself sent off for Moldova. Moldova, they're losing, failing to win the last 12 matches in the FIFA World Cup qualifying, also failing to score the 5 of the last 6 matches as well. Israel undefeated in the last 5 against Moldova, we know about that, and they come into this just one win in the past 4 games. That one was against Scotland in the Nations League. As for the opposition, Moldova, 3 defeats in the past 4 games, have them scrambling. Look at the bookies odds on this one. We have Moldova coming at you, of course, 7-1 for the victory, 3-1 is draw, 9-4 on Asia Israel. Of course, going to go with Israel with a victory, 2-0 win on the road, 3 points in the bag. Next up, Austria, of course, taking on, of course, Denmark over in Group F as well. Of course, played each other twice in recent times, of course, 1 win apiece, including a last time around in Austria. It was a 2-1 win for Austria. That was a friendly back in March 2010. Franz Schiemer on the score sheet, of course, Roman Wallner as well. Nicholas Bendtner, is he still playing? Of course, for Denmark back in the day. Of course, Denmark undefeated in the last 15 matches in the FIFA World Cup qualifying. Austria also undefeated in the last 5 matches in the FIFA World Cup qualifying as well. Coming into this, though, Austria 4 unbeaten in the last 6 games in all competitions, including friendly, beating the likes of Romania, Luxembourg, and, of course, Northern Ireland. Also coming into this on the back of a unbeaten start so far over in Group F, drawing with Scotland, and, of course, picking up a win against the Faroes. As for the Danes, they're coming to this winning 5 of the past 6 games. The only hiccup was a defeat to Belgium in the Nations League. It's back-to-back wins for them, and yet to concede a goal also in Group F. Look at the bookies odds on this one then. We have Austria coming at you, of course, 90-10 for the victory, 29-20 is your Denmark, 11-5 is your draw. It smells like a draw, if I'm honest with you. I think I'm going to go with a draw. That's right, 1-1 in the end. Point split right down the middle. I think the Danes will be really happy. Of course, Scotland, though, taking a call to the Faroes in a must-win game. Again, these are the kind of banana skins that Scotland can trip up against. Anyway, they played the Faroes, of course, 5 times in recent times. Of course, 4 wins for the Scots, 1 draw, of course, and nothing for the Faroes. Last time around in Scotland was a 6-0 win. In competitive action was a 6-0 win back in 2006. However, they did play each other in a friendly back in November 2010. The 3-0 win with Danny Wilson, Chris Clemens, and, of course, JB Mackey on the score sheet, blast in the pass right there. Faroes, though, losing, failed to win 35 of the last 38 matches in the FIFA World Cup qualifying. Also, Scotland have drawn the last 3 matches in the FIFA World Cup. Scotland, though, winning the last 4 against Faroes. Yes, they have. Of course, heading into this, there are back-to-back draws, of course, in the group. Of course, drawing with Austria and drawing with Israel. It's not a bad start, but it's fine. As for the Faroes, just 1 win in the past 6 games. That was against Andorra in the Nations League. Look at the bookies odds. We have Scotland coming out, of course, 7-1 on for the victory, 32 is your draw, 18-1 is your Faroes on this one. The Scots will take it with a 3-0 win. Not big, not impressive, but just enough to get the 3 points. Andorra taking, of course, Hungary. Played the last 4, 3 for Hungary, 1 for Andorra. No draws last round in Hungary. In Andorra was a 1-0 win for Andorra back in, of course, June 2017. Goodness gracious me, Mark Rebes get the goal for Andorra in a shock win. Heading into this, though, Andorra losing the last 6 matches in the FIFA World Cup qualifying. Also failing to score in those last 6. Coming into this, losing 6 on the spin for them, Andorra, including big losses against Portugal and, of course, Latvia in amongst others. They've started off defeat after defeat against, of course, Albania and Poland, and yet to score a goal. As for Hungary, unbeaten in the last 5 games, picking up 3 draws and a couple of wins to boot. Also started off the group in pretty good shape with a win and a draw so far. Look at the bookies odds on this one. What do we have on this one? Andorra coming at you. Of course, 18-1 for the victory, 7-1 on is your Hungary. Of course, 13-2 is the draw. Hungary will get another win, 3 points in the bag, and move the chains. Next up, of course, England up against Poland. Big one, this one. No Lewandowski. Apparently he's injured, so he's out for this one. These two sides played each other 5 times in recent times. 4 wins to England, 1 draw, and nothing for Poland. Of course, last round in England was a 2-0 win for England back in, of course, 2013. Goals from Wayne Rooney and, of course, Stevie Gerrard, of course. Back in the day, England, though, undefeated in 18 last 20 matches in the FIFA World Cup qualifying. They also won the last 3 against Poland at home. They're coming into this, though, England 3 wins on the spin, beating Iceland, beating San Marino, and, of course, beating Albania, and, of course, yet to concede a goal in those 3. As for the Poles, they come into this just 1 win the past 4 games. That one was against Andorra, a 3-0 win. But they'll be there, again, without Lewandowski, so it's going to be a major loss for them up top. So already I'm fancying England. 7-2-1 for England for the regular 17-4 issue draw. 9-1 is your long shots. That's the Poles. Could this be the banana skin that causes all the problems? Maybe, but I'm going to go with England with a 2-0 win in the end. San Marino taking, of course, Albania also in Group I. Played each other twice, 2 wins out of 2 for Albania, and they both were 3-0 wins. Of course, San Marino coming into this, losing the last 45 matches in FIFA World Cup qualifying, also failing to score in 27 last 30 as well. San Marino conceding at least 3 goals in the last 11 matches in the FIFA World Cup. They come into this 3 defeats in the past 4 games, and their only positive was a draw against Gibraltar. Haven't scored a goal in forever. As for and Albania, they came into this just 1 defeat the past 5 for them. That was against England just the other day. Look at the bookies. The odds on this one. San Marino will be your stone cold underdogs. Of course, 25-1. Long shots. 11-1 is your draw. 18-1 on is your Albania. They'll get the win. 3-0. Good chance to get some goals on the balls. And of course, they'll do just that. Armenia take, of course, Romania. Of course, played for the 5 times in the past 4 wins for Romania. Nothing for Armenia and 1 draw. Romania keep a clean sheet in the last 4 matches against Armenia all cups. The Romania also winning the last 4 matches against Armenia all competitions, of course. However, heading into this, Romania just 1 defeat the past 5 games. That 1 defeat was against Germany, 1-0 loss in, of course, the World Cup qualifying. As for Armenia, 4 wins on the spin, and also just conceding without conceding a goal in the last 3, beating the likes of Georgia, North Macedonia, Liechtenstein, and Iceland. Iceland was a big scalp for them, I would say. Do they have the chance to get this to make it a perfect start for them over the last 3? We'll have a look. Of course, it is over in Armenia, so they'll fancy the chances. 3-1 for Armenia, 12-5 is your draw, 11-10 on is your Romania. For me, I'm going to go with a 1-1 draw on this one, which will keep Armenia unbeaten. Romania will be happy with the point. And then into the final 2 now, we have Germany up against North Macedonia. Never played each other in the past. Germany have actually won the last 13 matches out of 15 in the FIFA World Cup qualifying. Of course, North Macedonia have actually scored at least 2 goals in the last 3 matches as well. Coming into this, Germany just 1 defeat the past 5. That 1 defeat was against Spain, 6-0 drumming. We don't want to talk about that. As for North Macedonia, 2 wins the past 4 games, beating Estonia and, of course, beating Liechtenstein 5-0. Of course, heading into this, the bookies odds will go with Germany. I'm pretty sure about that. Of course, coming into this, they are 10-1 on for the regular 9-1 is your long shot, 16-1 is your North Macedonia. For me, Germany will take it 3-0. Not an embarrassing score, but just enough to get the 3 points. And then wrapping up, Liechtenstein over against Iceland, taken, of course, over in Group J. Played each other 5 times in the recent times. Of course, 1 win for Liechtenstein, 2 wins for Iceland, and 2 draws. Last round in Iceland was a 4-0 win for Iceland back in June 2016. Goal scores on that day. We're thinking about it. Can we get the other thing? Oh, we don't even know. Liechtenstein have actually lost the last 16 matches in the FIFA World Cup qualifying. Of course, Liechtenstein have actually failed to score in the last 9 matches. Of course, heading into this, Liechtenstein have actually 2 draws in the past 5 games, picking up draws against San Marino and, of course, Gibraltar. As for Iceland, losing 5 on the spin. Big time losses, though, against Belgium, Denmark, England, Germany, and, of course, Armenia. A bit of a blip them. Of course, they were in the top flight over in the old Nations League. They're coming to this. I'm fancying the chances. Of course, Liechtenstein, 14-1 for the long shots. 81 is your draw. 81 on is your Iceland, of course, who will get the win. 5-0. Chance to get some goals on the board, get some confidence back. And that, my friends, is what I think will happen over in match number 3.2. Be sure to get your picks in nice and early for this by using the link above or the one down below in your description. Also, if you want to be a little bit computer savvy, you could take a picture of the QR code, which I've got right here, right now. Just whoosh, take a picture like this. We're right. Oh, and then you're away. It'll send you right to the order thing, and then you get your picks in, and that will be that. Hopefully you enjoyed that little video. If you did, please give the video a big old fat thumbs up, and also if you're new, smash your subscribe button to keep you bang up to date with all things Blackburn related, World Cup qualifying related, World Cup itself related. We're going to all here under one roof. We've got a lot of videos coming out of the old system, out of the old video making machine. That is me over the next few weeks / months as we get closer to the Euros, and of course we've got to keep an eye on the World Cup qualifying across the pond, down in Africa and Asia. We've got to focus about all on that as well. Lots to look forward to. And again, the next time you'll see me for this, for the next World Cup qualifying update, I think it might be September. I don't know. So, but anyway, don't just smash the thumbs up, smash the subscribe, smash the little bell so you don't miss a beat. So whenever we're back again for this, we'll bring you back up to date with the prediction. But until then, I'll see you all soon. Thanks up, thumbs up. See ya. Ciao. Love you. Bye.